the background.
Who cares? That's what
makes... Me, I care. With this, we
what
are live right now. We are literally live. Oh my god. Wait. Can you just check that we are live, please?
Yes, look, the red button.
The red...
And I hear the voices.
You hear voices, great.
Yes.
That's
what you're always asking, isn't it? That's what you're always asking, isn't it? Yeah, right.
Alright.
Okay, everyone knows the drill. You know the cues. It's starting. Okay. Get ready.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome once again to the Weekly WAYPN.
Never on time. Never on time.
No one's on time.
Close enough.
Okay.
Close enough.
Today we have Decimus and Mr. Go Boy on with us.
Yeah, which is good because we're starting off with one of my bits, which is Thunderhawk continues.
I gotta see translation. What does it say? Thunderhawks carry on. Rate this translation 5 out of 5.
Okay.
Okay. My contribution.
My vape.
Post was not in check. Never translate check. That's what I thought this was. Anyhow, yes. All right. Decimus, Go Boy, give us your thoughts.
Okay.
I like the blue gradient.
I gotta say,
Yep.
I love the blue too. Blue is blue is good.
Blue is
Blue
good.
is great.
Just a shame it's
I do really like the
ultramarines.
weathering.
Thanks. Yeah,
Leave my boys alone.
the
They're fine. What are they doing to you?
The weathering is a really simple technique. What we do is we try and paint them. I know this is going to sound odd, but realistically, so what we do is first I'll do the primer of black, and then I'll do a dark steel color, and then we'll sponge on some masking fluid, and then we will do the dark blue, which is the base, and then we'll sponge on some masking fluid again, and then we will do the lighter blues, and that will reveal after we've finished by just rubbing it off. So it gives a much more realistic effect because there's depth to it. Good feedback.
Yes.
I feel good now.
You know that when it's absolute silent that you're doing it right, honey.
Alright, well, I guess with all of that silence, I should move on, should I?
Well, what do you guys think of the hinges on the thing? The hinges. I don't know if it captured it properly.
Which one? The
The
gold?
gold.
We're talking about the gold. I do really like how it's gold and silver. It's not just a single color. Because especially with ultramarines, how they've got that gold. It's not like tinge. The gold
Accents?
accent to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really just adds to the fact that they are the Ultramarines. Because I know in a lot of Horus Heresy, there's not a lot of opportunity for the accents. Because for argument's sakes, Mark IV armor, their shoulder trims are really, really thin.
Yeah.
And across the board, there's no filler to really show off the gold.
Yeah,
So even having just like smatterings of gold in there to really tie it in as Ultramarines, I really do like that.
Yeah, I was going more for the magical realism thing, with the idea that like that's some sort of like rotator, and like there's the piston there, but yeah. All right, let us move on to our next piece, and of course we say hello to Penguin and to Ghost Bear in the comments.
Yes.
Okay, so next up we have Tomas, and he's just done a bit of sand, was it? A lot of sanding awaits.
Yeah, a lot of sanding awaits. So I think he's doing a custom basing here. Is that a Tau or is that a Mercedes?
I think
I'd like to think it's Mercedes.
Mercedes.
all the noises.
May I have some juice?
Here you go.
Look at you cackling in the background. Oh yeah.
I'm so glad I'm here right now.
Whoa.
She's living her worst life.
Snort.
At the
test
testing
range.
range, and Penguin is living his best life as he has taken the day off. I'm grinding away at the office. Poor bear.
But yeah, so I think that's meant to be actually, what do you call it? Like, not a manhole cover. What's a hatch cover?
Oh, like the turning hatch, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you gotta turn it and open it up.
I think that's what it's meant to be.
I am a little confused.
It looks like it's attached to a door.
Yeah.
But the door is
like
broken.
a smash-down door kind of.
Yeah, I think the door itself was somewhere else at some point in
Or
time.
maybe it was here, and it got busted down. I don't know.
Why don't you point on your own computer
can't
rather than
point it-
trying to knock over my one?
Well, because you're the one with the mouse, and you have to show where I'm pointing.
I can show where you're pointing just
No,
by
over
when you...
here.
Yeah, okay, yes. Here is where she's talking about. Remain chill. We do see this one progressed further, but I think he must have cast these pieces,
Oh, yeah.
judging by how they look, because I think that's what's going on there.
Yeah, definitely looks to be.
Yeah, because it looks like there's little splatters of concrete down below.
Yeah.
All right, let us move on to our next bit.
We've got a Kiwi.
Yes, Kiwi Spartan.
A Kiwi Spartan, and I see. Got the wings done. Just need to do a light purple wash on the armor.
So I'm looking at the wings, and I think like you could probably push the wings a bit more with the membranes, adding a bit of shadow to them, because I think like they've got some really nice texture on them. What do you think? So I'm just looking at the back of it here,
Yeah, your one's a bit more.
but
I don't know. I don't necessarily dislike the texture or anything.
yeah, no, it's just I think it could have a bit more depth.
I wonder if this is just part of it. Like, oh, I
No,
see.
didn't he say that the wings are finished?
Yeah, I got the wings done.
Yeah.
Or maybe, cause it. Yeah, it definitely needs like your other highlights and stuff.
Yeah, like either highlights or shadows, but I think like as it stands, especially considering the model that it is, like that's why I'd try and push this, because it's very it's probably going to be your most expensive model in your army, either money or points wise.
Yeah.
And like that's why I think just push it that bit more. All right, and next up we have Alex.
Hey guys, it's been a while. This is just me dipping my toe back in the water after some time off painting. Strictly tabletop standard, nothing special, just getting back into things slowly. What do we think, guys?
That's tabletop standard? That's like Headbut's tabletop standard.
Yes, well, Alex is a very good competition level painter, so his tabletop will be very different from the rest of us.
I very much do see what he's saying. So like if you focus around here, right, where you see like the highlights on the dragon and that sort of thing, you could very well just be going, oh, you know, that can't be tabletop standard. But you take a look at here.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's just contrast.
Yeah, and the face is not as defined as some of the things
Yeah,
that he usually does.
And like, faces and bases are what make your model look aces.
Yeah.
And I don't think this has been his best
no.
base ever. Like honestly, I think like don't bother putting more work into the model. I put some more work into the base, and I think it would make it look a lot better. One moment, gentlemen. Excuse me, I just had a snuffle there. But yeah, I think it's good looking. I like it at least.
I think what I would have done with the bats.
With the bats
is that I would have probably done like the edges of the bat in black and then filled in the center with like a bluish black contrast paint and then let them blend together so that at least that's a bit differentiated from the hair.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, pretty much that would be it.
Yeah. All right. Go.
Words. So I'm really digging like the candy red armor.
Yeah, it is very good. I think that's just a contrast paint over
a
metal.
metallics. Yeah, so he probably did like a silver base or whatever metal, and then you just do a contrast fade over top because I can see that he did a two-tone there.
Yeah.
So you can see that he's clearly started off with like a bit of a dark red, and then he leaves the top and the edges free, and then he blends like a brighter red over top, and then it has that sort of two-tone look. So actually, when you look at it that way, it's pretty simple, but it's got such a beautiful effect that you think, oh, that's definitely tabletop plus / character level work.
Yeah. Just there's certain techniques which will push a lot more than others.
Yeah.
All right, let's go on to our next one. Our next one is Tomas.
I'm still tinkering with the idea of custom chapter. As I wasn't satisfied with Lieutenant's color scheme, I had to rethink it and came out with this. At first I planned to leave the helmet entirely blue, but in the end I decided to at least refer to codex markings by adding red stripe. But without white outlines to tie it better with stripes on legs. Please keep in mind that it's just a quick color test, not even tabletop ready work. Fair enough. So I think he's looking for feedback on the color scheme.
Yeah. So, okay. So correct me if I'm wrong, Tomas. But I do believe this is sort of basic trooper, advanced trooper, and then
like
lieutenant.
Leader type, yeah.
But see, like, I think, ironically, like, when it comes to pattern design, right, I think if you put this guy here, right, so you move this guy up one, move this guy up one, and then had that guy there, I think that would make more sense because, like, people like to see progression, and despite coming from a historical sense, right, they will see this blue black as regression rather than progression.
Yeah, because you've got two that are in red,
yeah,
and only one that is that color.
Yeah, because of the way that it goes up.
I understand, but I do like he is trying to follow a bit of the in-game lore, right? Like, for example, chaplains are black as compared to the rest of the troops.
I understand what you're saying.
So, like, if we keep the lore in mind, technically speaking, it fits.
I think, like,
is it a lieutenant or is it a chaplain?
No, it's a lieutenant.
Yeah.
So I'm fairly sure this is your base trooper, sergeant, lieutenant.
Gotcha. Because I think with, like, if we're talking about lore, I think with lieutenants, the whole idea is that they've just got the stripe on their helmet rather than a full color swap.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
think
I understand what you're saying, but I'm just saying from a visual hierarchy thing, because at the moment, what we're trying to do is not judge on quality of paint job, as he was saying, you know, like, he's just trying to test the color scheme. I think when I look at these, right, the biggest thing that I see, right, is we almost have a sort of clear progression here.
Yeah, so you start off with like all dark blue with a little bit of red. And then you've got like 50% blue, 50% red with the very first fella there, because the backpack, helmet, shoulder pad on the, I guess on his side would be the right side. And then the arms are blue, and then the rest is red. And then when you move to the middle guy, you've got the head turns red. So like slowly it's becoming red.
Yeah. So what I would probably do if I was him, I'd swap these two heads around. So the red stripe and the full red helmet, right? And then I would have so I'd swap this helmet with this guy over here, and then I'd have that as sort of the base troop and that as the lieutenant. So yeah, just okay, is this an update?
I think it, yeah.
Because just
like once you add the gold,
yeah,
that really sets it apart.
Yeah, when it's got gold, it's very different, especially with the tabard.
Is there more pictures? Like, is he just showing like step by step?
I think he's showing. So, like, I think that this part right here, the red stripe, is very nice. I really like that. I think that's very cool. But yes, so like, when I look at this guy, if he didn't have the stripe, I would think he's the base trooper.
Yeah.
Sort of thing. Because that's the way I sort of look at it. Like, I can get that this guy's sort of the lieutenant kind of guy because he's got all the gold, as you say, and all of that. But yeah, just taking a look at it, it doesn't sort of match your idea of visual hierarchy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you go, this becomes that becomes. No, that's not right. It's sort of like one of those 3-piece puzzles where
like
you have to move the things around until
like
it works.
Yeah, like a recapture.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I think that makes sense. Okay. So, anything else that anyone else would like to add?
I think you've covered pretty much all of my thoughts.
Yeah.
Okay, so
and if there's anybody who's in the chat,
in the YouTube chat, who's free to come on to the Discord, please feel free to come on.
All right.
I think probably the one thing I will say, because the shoulders are already like that silvery color, even potentially swapping the heat guard on the pyroblaster to a different color so it doesn't all blend in together.
Oh, you're saying, just like, for example, a sort of coppery color. Yeah, I think I mentioned that on one of the previous ones, yeah. All right, let us move on to the next one, where it is more Tomas, and we have that basing updated.
Yeah, the base is slowly coming together. Yeah, so it's like a completely rusted door?
Yeah, I think, like, it's some piece of something that was busted off. I think this is looking good, but it needs to have less rust on it. Needs to have like more bare metal if it's on the ground and being walked on fairly consistently. But other than that, I think it's really nice looking.
Yeah.
Your thoughts, Sunny?
Yeah, I mean, I guess storytelling wise, I am still a little bit confused about what this is and how this happened, which kind of throws my verisimilitude off.
Yep.
I think if it didn't have that door hatch there and it was just like this sort of ribbed metal plate thing that's cracked, I would be like, oh, okay, it's like a walkway or something that got destroyed.
Yeah.
Because some missile came. Whatever the story, right? But like putting that hatch there just kind of makes you go, well, what is it exactly? You know?
All right. Well, unless anybody's got anything to say on this one, we'll just move on.
Do you have a backside of the wall?
No, yeah.
No, we
just the
don't.
just the front.
Only the one shot on this one.
In the previous post, we had the backside of it, but it was not painted yet.
Yeah. Or
It almost feels like the door seems very out of place compared to the wall. Like when you look at the door, it's super overly rusted, but on the inside of the wall, it's almost pristine.
Yeah.
And you see a wee bit of that sort of mossy verdigris on.
Well, see, I think something was meant to have been there.
Yeah, which is why I thought that
it
maybe
was the door.
The door that got blown off. Oh well.
All right, up and our worst performing video in 2 years. How to talking about what is digital kit bashing. So we'll move off from that with shame.
All the way through.
Shame. Well, now we are back here with
Kiwi Spartan.
Kiwi Spartan. Wings are on.
Yeah. We know the slight pain that you have when you are assembling the things in sub-assemblies and you're like, all right, now I just put this on, like putting on Bellacor's wings.
And then once you put the glue, then it decides it won't fit.
And then it will strip some of your paint job. And
like,
you're like, hey, it's all right. It's all right. I'm not losing my mind.
Yeah. Well, at least it seems to be
over.
clean.
Yeah. I think it's looking good, but yeah, I think there's just a few little extra bits that hopefully we'll see touched up closer to the end.
I think from judging by the way that he's doing this, I think he's expecting to sort of let most of the contrast do the work.
Yeah.
I would still advise to do at least some layering over the top with the base to really bring up some depth, because like this is a showcase level model, but of course you don't have to do it up to showcase level if you don't want to. But I think with the there's I think some level of justice to the grandeur of the model should be made, right? So I think a little bit of highlights or like deepening some shadows would do it some.
I agree. All right, let us move on to it's more of us.
Who dis?
All right, it's they really need their bases, but that's a part of a big project. So these are the monks. This is the halfway painted one, which 5 of them are at this stage, but Sunny wanted to take a photo of one of them. So give us your thoughts. Tell us what you think, gentlemen. Move on to the actual painted ones.
Yeah.
I really like how the skin's looking on them.
Yeah. So what Karl did was if you're able to go to the man monk, we do like a warm zenithal of brown to like beiges. And this is really great for like skins, or like you just warm colors, especially like yellows and stuff. So that's why we started off with that, and then we just put Gilliam and Flesh contrast over that, and it just works.
Yeah. So with the exception of one of these, I think it's all, like you said, just
purely Gilliam and contrast, because that was the idea that we were going for, but they were looking very Indian. I see this one I tried to go over with like base paint over the top and stuff, just to try and
push her a bit more
and see what I could do with it. I actually really like the way the head turned out, but yeah, pretty much it.
So your thoughts, gents?
Evan, and what do you think?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah.
I must accidentally hit the mute button.
Oh, okay.
I like the yellow.
Yeah, I think we just used. How did you do the yellow? Because you were doing the yellow.
So with the yellow, what I did was I just did first off Imperial Fist yellow, I think it was,
Or was it
or
yin something?
or Irandin.
Yeah, Yanden yellow. Was it Yanden?
Yandin yellow, but so I had that Zenithal as you saw, but before what I did was I just painted a straight white on all of the edges because you see how prominent they are. But then after that, I think I ended up touching up with some of the golden acrylics because it just didn't come out as poppy as I wanted.
Well, is there anything that you guys think could be improved?
I think if you wanted to go higher for the pants rather than like a golden yellow or like a just a highlight, maybe even going with more of a like a sandy tan,
For
if that's kind of what you're going for the pants, the yellow.
we were just going more for like a straight yellow.
Yeah, like a just like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
All right, shall we move on?
Yeah, sure thing.
All right, so next up we've got Larray.
Larray. Dashi is done, finally put on the base and glued on some cotton clouds. And so now Rainbow Dash is totally awesome. But speaking of things that are 20% cooler, I want to introduce something that should strike Henry's interest. Doc Orc.
Orc.
Yeah, you'll
see.
Yes. Glued some Dr. Octopus tentacles to a pain boy. Oh, and I got that little tacky surfaced pad at Hobby Lobby for just a few bucks. It's in the bead section and really helps keep little bits from rolling away into alternate dimensions. Oh,
Interesting.
I know what these are. Yeah, so like when you do crystal paintings, you just like sort of put your beads in the row and then you get the wax applicator and you just roll it on and then you pop it onto the sticky pad.
I see. Interesting.
Yeah. That's a good idea.
But yes, I do think that the sort of fluffy clouds do help the Rainbow Dash lot because I think that brings its basing into context because that's what they are.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah, the Pegasus are always in the clouds.
Well, I haven't really watched the show. I remember.
I have.
Okay. I remember the 80s vaguely.
This one's the newer one.
Yes. And I remember that. I think that my memories are somewhat tainted by early YouTube and Newgrounds because I can remember them along with the Care Bears using a rainbow to make somebody explode. But yeah, so I do think that this is very cool.
Yeah.
Though. It's very in theme.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, like especially from this side where you see them all sort of coming around.
And it's very cohesive too, like with the what's the word? Composition.
Yeah. It's got great visual hierarchy.
Yeah.
You know, because like you look at this and then you start looking to everything else. You like see the face and all of that. So yeah. I think it's very cool. Very good.
Yeah, I think the only thing I would say is that although it is the style of the cartoon, maybe a cell shading, like two-tone cell shading, so whatever color that he has now could be the highlight, and then just like a that whatever color mixed with black or brown just to shade a bit to create like a cell shading look might help with it.
I don't know. I think it looks fine.
Because I think the Rainbow Dash at the horse looks really nice.
Mm-hmm.
But the hair feels very distant from. It doesn't quite.
It feels a bit flat.
Yeah, very flat, and it doesn't quite.
I don't know. Like, see, at a certain point, you're like, the mini is done. Just, I need to move on because I mean, we've seen Larry pull this one out like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, Larry does tend to, tunnel vision into a mini and then can't come out sometimes.
All right.
Yeah.
Let us move on, and we will go on to who are we taking a look at now? It's you.
Me.
Yes.
Character level Arwen done. Just need the base master to base her up and make her complete. Working on the horse-mounted version of her, but haven't taken pictures of her.
How about we move on from this one
to
because
see the final one?
Yeah, because we've got ones with them all based up and all done up, so we'll not double up on stuff.
Yeah, I didn't realize you already posted the pictures of the monks, so this is just a repeat. So we can skip this post.
Yes.
Alright, we've got my level painting. Lord Croak brought home a bronze award this year. I'm already making plans for next year. Well done.
Yeah,
Well done.
I think that we've already commented everything that we have on this one.
Yeah.
So just I think that all of this was great. I think that the non-metallic metal needed work. I think that the base could have used some work, but other than that, like everything else I think was really well done. I really like the style of it, and there's another thing that you've got to remember when it comes to these sorts of competitions. People will look for a certain type of style. They'll look for certain things that they want in these competitions. Like, somebody can be, like, I'm not going to say vastly more talented, but somebody can be more talented than another person and still place lower if their style is not the preferred style. Right? I think it's a good piece. I think that we've said all that we can on it, and I hope that we can help you try and snag gold next time.
What about you, boys? What do you think?
This is my first time seeing it. I think it looks pretty dope.
Yeah.
Anything as for feedback? Like,
I don't know about improvement for me because that looks better than anything I could paint at the moment.
Yeah, that can. It's true, but we want to try and give some level of feedback for the people.
Yeah.
So like, even if you feel skill level wise, you won't be able to.
Like, if there's something where you feel like something could be brighter or darker or something like that.
Like something that sticks out to you, even though it's very obvious. Sometimes higher level painters completely miss that because they're like so focused into the detail. So like when someone points out like, I like how you done the texture, but it actually looks more like jeans rather than chrome.
Yeah.
Then they'll be like, oh yeah, okay, I guess it does look that way, and then they'll go ahead and adjust it.
Yeah.
So that's just something to keep in mind. So we'll just move on to the next one for now.
Yeah. And Ghost Bear said that he thinks that looks awesome.
Yeah. It does look awesome.
All right, you just want to read this one out, and then we'll move on because Alex has this guy more done up a little later on.
I wasn't really happy with my last Vargeist, the second picture, so I'm giving it another crack with a different one and a new idea. I want me general soul blight scheme to be cold, blue, and with a red accent, so the fur will be red. We will see how it goes.
Okay, all right. Well, let's let's take a look at how it ended up. But what I do like is how that he showed where he was and where he's gone and why he's done that.
Yeah.
So then we move on to this beast.
Ooh.
Did a bit more work. Still have some finishing touches to do in the base, of course, but once I've done that, it'll be complete.
I think that this has much better color contrast than the first one. And it's not as if Alex is bad with the color contrast or anything like that. So when I take a look at it, I just think, yeah, like the only thing is, I think that he should have either dropped back with the red in the wings, or he should have pushed more. What are your thoughts, Sonny?
I like the way that the wings are right now because it contrasts with the red of the fur.
Yeah.
Because the fur is much brighter. But I'm not super keen on the fur being that bright because it feels unnatural.
Yeah, but I mean, like, the blue skin isn't exactly natural either.
Yeah, but I feel like hair is not meant to be like that.
Yeah.
It just feels a bit out of place.
So, do you remember with the Blood Bowl player, which was a snake lady?
Yeah, I remember snake.
And how with her hair,
yeah,
it was black, but then it had like red highlights.
Yeah.
So I think that's what he should do here. So like I would push this like twice over. So like within this band that I'm sort of going along, I'd push along there. And then like even possibly go into the white even just for just a few strokes. I'm not saying like, I'm just saying like barely alone.
I kind of like it the way it is because it has that sort of grim look, that sort of evil, scary look to it. Because it's so muted. And
so for the red for you for the fur, you'd think like something closer to like gore grunter fur, where it's like a red brown instead of like, an actual red.
Yeah, like this is like Ariel's hair, fire engine red hair.
Yeah, it is. What do you guys think?
I think stylistically it really reminds me of like just early 90s Warhammer.
Yeah.
Like it really feels something, and I've been looking a lot of third edition stuff lately just for my project. It feels like it's almost something out of a Demon's Codex from that edition.
Yeah, yep.
I mean, the background in the photo helps as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think if that's the kind of execution that they're going for, it really, it really just sells it.
Yeah.
It's almost like hyper detailed third edition Warhammer.
Interesting. Well, that's something that I haven't really thought to go with, like where style wise they're going for. But unless there's anything else anyone wants to add, we'll move on.
So the texture on the skin looks good.
Yes, I really
it does.
like the strokes, the sort of volumetric highlighting that he's done there.
Yes, that's one of the things. Like some of the times when it's obvious, we don't mention it as much. All right, so RJ has more than 2 lines, so we have to read this and take it seriously.
Oh my gosh, there's so many lines. Doing another paint along in the KDM Discord. This month, instead of a vote for the mini we paint, we had a vote on a limited palette. The palette that won was cyan, magenta, purple, white, black, any skin tone. And here's my progress so far. Moving on to the refining stage. Been really fun process working with not only a limited palette, but a very interesting palette that I would have not picked myself. Highly recommend, will do again.
Yeah, I think this is the same palette I had for the God tier competition.
The God tier one was dark pink, light pink, and blue or something like that.
Yeah, and that's pretty much what this is, isn't it?
More or less, yeah. But this one's got like purples and Magenta.
Yeah, but like purple is more your dark pink. You know what I'm saying?
No, it's not. Purple is purple.
I know, but I'm saying comparatively to what we were doing.
Yeah, it's quite similar.
All right. Yeah, I think it's looking really good. He does great skin, but some like it's funny because he started out with like pretty normal models, and then like these ones are a bit more risque, aren't they? What do you call them? The pin-up models.
The pin-up ones.
But yeah, I can see how Joseph's like, lady, you need pants.
Yeah. He needs a lot of pants.
But I don't know. I think he's done really well with it.
Is it finished? I think he's still going.
No, I don't think it's. I don't think it's finished.
Yeah, but
I
think
believe
it's a great
so.
start. It's a great start.
Yeah, it could be finished, but I don't believe so. Just knowing RJ, because like RJ puts a stupid amount of work into them.
What do you guys think?
All right, we'll move on to the next one. Next up, we've got Zachary Griffin.
Yeah. Okay. Hi, I'm the person who commented regarding the crab tank mauler fiends on your kit bashing video last week. So as requested, here they are in all their still unpainted glory. I think I remember this one. Really, the impetus, is it? For this idea was that I didn't want to
impetus.
Okay. Didn't want to utilize any demon engines, as my initial theme for the army at the time was an AI worshipping cult uprising. I was comparing the Mauler Fiend size to other GW models to see what could work in its place, and found that the Plague Burst Crawler was the same length and width as the Mauler Fiend base. As a friend had some spare War Dog parts, I also saw and verified that the size of the War Dog body almost perfectly fit where the Crawler's main cannon would normally go, with only small modifications, and then I was off to do my kit bash. The arms are slightly adjustable so that if there's a question of measurements, they can be adjusted to match size-wise. The pose of the regular Mauler Fiend model melter cannon on top makes it the same height too for the line of sight measuring. Still don't have a scheme selected as of yet, as the army reuses the heresy variants of the various CSM tanks and transports. I still need to see what Space Marine Legion scheme I want to paint the other tanks in, and then paint these three likewise.
Well, the first thing I have to say is it's a very cute photo setup of just using the chair.
Yeah, but it's good because like it really does.
It does break up the background.
Yeah, like you can really see the model very clearly despite it being on the chair. And I think clearly a lot of thought was put into it.
Yeah, no, obviously, because I think the way he converted it, the way he put things together, right? Like, he's like, all right, I want this to be a certain height. I want this to be a certain thing, right? And when it comes to that, like, that's what I've been thinking about when it comes to our...
Teikoku?
Yeah, our Teikoku ones. Because with the Teikoku ones, I want them to be a certain height. I want them to, be able to represent certain things. And I understand exactly what he's talking about.
Yeah, and there's like a lot of components that's gone into this. And I can imagine it was very hard to like make sure that everything fits very nicely and seamlessly, because like it's a really good conversion. Like you can't even see where the thing starts and where the thing ends. So,
well, it feels cohesive.
Yeah, it feels
like,
very cohesive.
When you look at it, there's nothing there where you go, oh, that doesn't make any sense beyond just GW models not making sense. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
Like, because some tanks make more sense than others, and like, I think, yeah,
I'm actually looking forward to seeing it painted up.
Yeah, I'm gonna be very interested to see what he's gonna do.
Okay.
All right, we'll move on from this one to the next bit.
Also, I just wanted to say thank you, Zachary, for participating and sending your picture in as per the comment. Okay, Larry, too tired to bother with the chalkboard. Bunch of work, just a lot of priming, but there was a lot of it. Castle/Tomb of Dracula and Spider-Man's enemies, the Lizard, Craven, Green Goblin, and Doc Orc. Oh, and some chick surfing on a broom I found. Thanks to another member. Gonna let these dry overnight. I really like the young witch on a broom.
Yeah,
model.
yeah.
That was quite fun. Oh, but once you prime it, I mean, look at that.
Yeah,
It all just comes together.
it very much does all come together. It no longer looks as like separate as it did before.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is. Yes, yeah. Penguin just says it gives a very southern feeling, and thank you, Ghost Bear, for your comment on the digital kit bashing one. I don't know why people didn't like that video, but they didn't, Ghost Bear. And I
When
think
he said that didn't like it, he means it didn't reach as far. So far, everyone who's watched it seemed to enjoy it.
yes, but it doesn't have a good click-through rate and
Yeah.
very few views.
Yeah.
All right, so next up, and the reason why I sort of skipped over Larry's stuff here is because it's all just priming, and that's a part of it.
Yeah.
That's a part of it.
Yeah.
But
There's
we
something
also
to give feedback on priming.
yeah. But also he's got some more updates a little later.
Okay, so we got RJ, a cute little Kingdom Death Monster Easter Bunny thing whip. Cute! If you call that cute.
Yeah. I don't know if we.
Face only mother cloth.
Yeah, it's like a combination of like a bunny and an axolotl to me.
Oh, yeah, with the ears. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of ears.
Yeah.
Penguin says, tanks, glorious tanks. I need to finish the Land Cruiser that I can prime as well. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Just so long as you can drive it, that's the
Yes,
most important thing.
Gotta drive.
All
All
right.
right.
But yeah, like the fur is a very interesting texture that he's used. But see, he's also done those varicose veins that we've talked about before.
Yeah.
But there's a
That's
technique that I
creepy.
really want to try from the Grimdark Compendium for doing those things. Do you remember seeing them where they used alcohol to break down some of the paints?
Oh.
And like you
I'll have
sort of
to-
move them together. I'm
I
sure
have
I
to
showed
take a
you
look
too.
at it. Well, I think it looks good. I feel like highlights could be.
Yeah, it is. It
pushed
is.
a
It is a
little.
whip. To be fair,
Oh
it
yeah,
is a whip.
fair
To
enough.
be fair.
Okay, let's continue then.
All right, let's continue.
Ooh, I like this one.
Oh yeah, I really did like this one, Ryan's one.
It's super long, so I just want to see.
Yeah, no, just
where...
read, and we'll take
Here's
a
a
look.
big whip dump on a little project I'm working on for Horror of the Flesh competition for at Conclave Obscura on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
I think the rest is recipe.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So.
Oh wait, hold on. Let me go to the last bit here.
Yeah.
The plan going forward is to get the metallics sorted, then unifying wash of either Goon's Grime or Dystopian Brown, then apply a thin layer of superglue to the skin so I can add another layer of veins and pigmentation.
That's the technique that they use.
Then move on to gore application with enamels and effects paints. Also start weathering and aging metallics with enamels, effects paint, dirty down rust. Deadline is on the 31st of August. So, yeah, the end of the month.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
totally doable. So just taking a look at him, I think that, I think it's a really interesting concept piece. I will say, I'm not sure I like this base for him, because this base is far more realistic and it makes him look more cartoony, right? So I wouldn't necessarily go with this base with him because, like, you got to think about those contrast of kinds. Because it's not going to make him look more monstrous. It's going to make him look more cartoony. Because his arms are bigger than the bodies here, right? I know that they're thin and emaciated and so on, right? But just think about things like that. I'm not saying it's a bad base. I'm just saying that it's a mismatch.
Well, it looks like I think he's already glued it on, and
I'm not sure he has glued it on because he's got a wire bit which he's got in his foot, which he's using to bring the guy off and on.
well, it looks like he's already
See, look.
done the base.
Yeah, it's okay. You can use this base for other things.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
I think that the base is looking very nice. I'd still put things around this base. So you've got a very sort of bare base here with the exception of those.
It looks like ash.
Yeah, but I do really think that this is looking great.
Uh-huh.
You know?
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, the reason I say that, right, is it's this great little thing that he's created, right? And I feel like when it's going to be matched against everything else, like, you don't want it to clash too much.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you could have junkyard stuff or a laboratory or something like that, but you can see how much work he's put into it. Like, look at those.
Oh, look at the veins. Look at that. You can already see it come through.
Yeah. He's already started his work with the veins. But yeah, I think... Holy cow. But yeah, I think it's looking really good. But like I said, the biggest thing is the clash between the base and that. Alright, your thoughts, Sonny?
I don't necessarily think that the base is out of place for him.
Mm-hmm.
I think it actually adds to that sort of grim, dark storytelling. Like, this guy's almost like an executioner, comes in and just slays all these guys all at once or something.
It's not about the slaying of the guys. It's just about
the
how...
sizing and the proportions. I understand.
Yeah. Like, that's what I'm talking about.
I think it's all looking good, really.
All right.
Thus far, especially the vein work.
All right, you guys, what are your thoughts on the piece thus far?
So it's like, this is a big plus in my book. And as with the base, I kind of have to agree with Sonny because I'm into a lot of that body horror.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I'm just like used to movies and video games where the monsters are just like ridiculously big.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was like,
Okay.
That's my input.
Anything anybody else wants to add? If not, we'll move on. All right, I think we'll move on.
So we've got Romero Virgil working away on my Chaos Knights using Tamiya clear gloss paints over metallic surfaces. So in the previous post, there was that candy red one.
Mm-hmm,
So it's going for like almost like a glass armor. So
Mm-hmm.
I think it definitely looks very glossy.
Yeah, it's a very interesting effect. And I'm really glad to see people using various resin bits Like they'll get the official model or whatever, right? And then like they'll
convert it up a bit.
yeah, cause so I think this looks very, very nice. I think that looks really good. But the only thing that I think when it comes to all of this is because it's so gloss, you really want to make sure that you get everything down pat, because when I was looking not at this orange here, I think this orange here looks fine. Right? I think this looks fine. But there was a bit in one of the earlier so we see here where like there's that slight fade there. Do you see that there?
You might have to zoom in. Oh yeah, that little bit of that white splotchy thing happening.
Yeah. So you're just gonna have to be really careful with it.
Yeah, because like this look is all about that pristine, super smooth gloss, and then any imperfection's gonna make it look
Yeah.
off. So there's some things being said. Okay, Ghost Bear. I need to jump to attend a meeting because Penguin is not here. Have a great weekend. Be seeing you. Sorry, Ghost Bear. Well, thank you for joining. And Penguin says, cheers, Bear. Good luck. We can definitely feel the dread in the bear.
Yeah, but I have to say that when I look at these things, right, they're just like this, like where he's showing off the individual pieces. They look really nice. I really want to see what he's going to do with the rest of it, though, because like that's going to be key. That's going to be key, the contrast.
Yeah, because like it's pretty. It feels like demolition football right now.
Oh yeah,
with the way that it looks.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Which is very contrasting to how you would normally paint chaos. So
well, I don't think it's a bad thing though. But
yeah.
I do think that he might want to do a bit more underpainting first. Like for example, along with these rivets, because remember how we said it looks like it's encased in glass. So just having those dots of wash on the rivets to make them protrude more, I think that would really help. But I do really think it helps incorporate the decals just so much.
Yeah, and Penguin says that looks so nice, almost like stained glass.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is interesting, isn't it?
It's a very interesting look, and I think a very nice look. Like
yeah,
there's a lot to like about it, but like I said, when it comes to things like this, you're just going to have to be very careful.
My only other sort of query would be like, how would he do the cleanup? Because he's clearly got some of the orange and the blues onto the metal parts there.
We'll see. Like, I think it's okay when it's a more sort of nurgly guy like this, where you've got the orange into the green.
Yeah.
I think like that doesn't worry you at all, because like that's the sort of Nurgle look.
Yeah. It is very an interesting paint. Makes me try it out.
It's. I think that's one of the great things about WAYPN. You know, people with such varied approaches. Like, I really like seeing stuff from Larry.
Yeah.
Where he's just like, I'm going to use the most obscure paint I can find, and you're just like, okay.
It could be from like all sorts of places, like Hobby Lobby. It could be from like, I don't know, Auto Parts or something.
Yeah, and like you're just like, all right, let's see how this works out, rather than just like, I don't know, Larry. You know,
it doesn't look like the usual stuff.
Yeah, but yeah, it's very nice seeing all the different models, paints, and techniques that people do.
Yeah,
you know, because I think it helps inspire you. Go, all right, because often what we see is that one sort of very vibrant highlight version of models with the Games Workshop stuff when we're looking on like Instagram or something like that. There's almost only one sort of style of painting that people accept, whereas here we got all sorts.
Yeah, and it's great because like that's kind of the whole point of a group, because you want to have all these different ways of approaching something.
All right, let us. Well, before we move on, does anybody have anything to say about the sort of glass style painting?
Feedback.
What did y'all say he used for that high gloss?
Tamiya gloss paint or something.
You want to scroll back?
Tamiya clear gloss paint. Yeah.
Over metallic surfaces.
So I would reckon it's like, it looks like a goo or something, a clear goo.
I've got
then you just
no idea.
paint it over the top.
No idea.
I might have to get about all that because that looks pretty good.
Yeah, for
It's
sure.
a crazy effect. That's
You know,
sure.
like we were trying to do stained glass effect with our not Kingdom Death, lasers, Dungeons and Lasers with the cathedral, and you know, maybe this might not be a bad idea. Like you just print. Oh no, it's not. It's got to be clear, doesn't it?
Yeah, you know what we could do though? We could just get some, what's it called? Not styrene. What's the clear see-through card?
Yeah, I know the one that you're talking about. It's like a plastic cellophane.
I'm not sure
Cellophane.
the name of it off the top of my head right now, but what we just do is get that,
cut it to size, paste it on the back of the piece.
and put those decals on.
And then you just paint the Tamiya gloss over the top.
Yeah, what do you reckon?
That would be a much easier way, because we wanted to do it with the resin way.
Yeah.
I think this is a much better idea.
All right.
Yeah, see, we wouldn't have known this if Romero didn't
use
this technique.
It's very interesting. Now, speaking of not knowing things, here is my one.
Yep.
Should I read it out?
Of course, you know the rules.
It's Whip Wednesday. The biggest issue with the Thunderhawk gunship isn't painting. Sure, there are lots of little details. As you can see, we are pushing a lot, like adding screens to the batteries to show power levels. The biggest issue is the warping, which is very frustrating, as most of our time has been dedicated to cleaning up and gap filling using hot water to warp the model back to its original place. Indeed, the whole first week was just cleaning, flashing, washing the model, which I'm okay with, but the warping is starting to get to us, as we want to make this model as good as possible. And yeah, this is just a combination of me and Sunny. Sunny did the
edge highlight.
The edge highlighting and the screens.
Yeah.
And I think the screens came up well, but we'll throw to you guys. What do you think? What do you think?
I think I wouldn't have the patience to do all that.
To be fair, we are paid to do this.
Yeah. So there is that motive.
Yes.
I think the patience only came with doing the battery symbols. Which is not so great on some of them. But like once you get to the scribbling, it wasn't so bad. Yeah.
But I think sorry, go.
I was going to ask, so how'd y'all do that? Was it just black, white, and then clear green?
Yeah. Black, white, and then Tesseract glow over the top.
Yeah. All right.
That looks good.
Does look pretty good.
All right, next up we've got Larry, and we'll be a bit quicker with this one because it just looks as if he's done a bit of a dry brush. Do you want to read out what he's done?
Just put down some lighting guides, max dark black in darkest areas, and paints gray dry brush where I expect the most light from the window. I'll work on areas lit by torches later. Hopefully y'all can see it in the picture.
Yeah, I can see you've done a lot of the lighting, but once again, nothing wrong with what you've done. I just don't know what is going on with the sculpt of this model, because we've got all sorts of different kinds of brick here. Like we got, like ancient paver stones, what looks like, redstone brick, and then we got ancient paver stones, And this looks like marble steps more than the ancient paver stones. You know what I'm saying? I Larry, I will very much enjoy seeing what you do with all of this because I honestly would get very frustrated by this piece.
Yeah.
Like, cause
you wouldn't know what to make of it.
well, yeah, because like I said to Go Boy at the start, when it came to doing that little gold bit, I'm big on the magical realism. Like, you take a look at what we did there, right? Those are battery packs. So what do they show?
Batteries?
Yeah, well, they show how much energy is left in each of the thing, right? And it's just a little bit of storytelling, but the storytelling of this is, I don't know, it's all over the place, and like that's why it frustrates me. It feels like somebody went wild with a 3D sculpting tool, and like I said, Larry, this has very little to do with you. This is just me nerd raging. All right, so next up, we've got more from Larry.
Ooh. And so I can say I actually picked up a brush this week. I added a green base coat. Not sure if I'll keep the same green for the lizard, but it's not bad.
I think it works really well with the lizard, but I don't think it works as well with the orc.
Yeah, because like with orcs, I really think that the yellow greens are
Yellow, green, blue shade.
Yeah, so like
if this is going to be the shadow color, I think it'll be okay.
Yeah.
But like, I really like that for him.
Yeah, I think it
just
fits.
Sort of as is.
It feels very like reptilian. For some
yes,
reason.
it does. It feels like the 90s Spider-Man show where it's got the long guitar riff. Spider-Man. Like, that's how it feels when I see this guy.
Yeah.
I feel like, oh, the 90s. They live again. What a wonderful time to be alive.
It was.
The 90s were great. All right, let us move on. And finally, it's you. You have to read out all of this, and then we can get feedback on these ones.
Finished Arwen.
And now read the rest of it. Rest of it. Read the rest of
That's
it. There's the rest of it.
Read the rest of it.
That is it.
Okay, well, guys, it's feedback time.
Yeah. Give us the feedbacks.
Or rather, give you the feedback, because these are your ones.
Oh, stop.
Yeah.
Well, seems that only Decimus is here. Give us feedback.
Oh, Go Boy has gone?
left a while back, yes.
He may have had things to do.
Mm.
I'll check the comments. Were we left with an explanation?
No.
Had to duck out. Sorry.
All right.
Yes.
Okay. Well, to be fair, he has manners.
Like you.
Yeah.
All right. So
Well,
Decimus.
give us your thoughts, Decimus.
This is Lord of the Rings, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Pretty tiny.
So, other than the fact that it looks weird seeing somebody on a horse, not on an oval base.
Yeah. I know what you're saying.
So, I really do like her clothes.
I mixed Black Templar contrast with Azurman blue to get that like navy blue color, and I just did that all over her dress, her top dress. And then the sleeves, the inner part, I just thinned that down really thin so it became light. And then I did that on her inner sleeves. And then I used like Caldor blue mixed with a bit of black or white to do up the highlights manual. That's what I did.
I did the mane for the horse, but that's
I
about
did
it.
the horsey. Oh, Penguin has much to say. That looks so nice. Oh wait, and we've read that. The hamming on the roof has stopped. Is it too late? You jump on the DC.
Yeah, no, come on,
Yeah,
Penguin.
come on. It looks great. I like the blue. The face looks very human. Very good.
Yeah.
I did the face first so that I could get it all right. With my energy.
Who were we talking? Oh, yeah, we were talking with the client, and apparently, like, all of the other actors were very sort of just whatever when it comes to the model. They're just like whatever. But apparently when Arwen saw her model, she got very upset and said it's just boobs on a horse.
But
and
the boobs doesn't really look
and
bad.
So the person had to redo the model. So I can only think that there was a bustier version of Arwen at some point in time.
Right.
But like I don't know. Like it looks like there's stuff there. It's a very tiny model.
Cal?
Hey.
Hello, Penguin. After 10 years.
So I don't know if it's the resolution on my screen on my phone, but it kind of looks like the hair is just one big shade of brown.
Yeah, I think it's because like unless you go in, like it's very subtle highlighting. Like it wasn't it wasn't super overt.
Yeah.
Like I think I do think that that's an issue when it comes to especially a lot of the Rings models because they're so small. So what would she be? About half the size of Acadian?
They're that tiny?
They're
Yeah.
very small.
They're 15 mil.
Yeah. That.
Oh,
That's tiny.
I thought it was just the resolution on my screen just being dog water right now.
No. So they're So I'd say that Acadian is about the size of my thumb, right? Like it's a lot thicker and a little bit taller, but not much taller. Whereas she's more the size of my pinky. You know, like you have that thinness.
I think slightly smaller than your pinky, actually.
Slightly smaller than the pinky.
Yeah.
In some dimension, sure, but if she's front on, she's the size of the pinky, I'd say. I'm just taking a look.
No
here.
longer able to verify.
Yes, we sent away to client. But Penguin, you had something to say about her?
As to say, the model itself does not look bad. It's just the face looks very human, where elves traditionally have a more sharper features. And also coming back to your comment about the original model. So I think that they had fan service in mind.
Perhaps. I don't know. I couldn't say on something that I have not seen and I do not know. But yeah, I see what you mean about the very sort of human thing. But I mean, to be fair, the Lord of the Rings elves were much more human. Because
some of them were. I know there was that one guy with the eyebrows that went.
Elandriel or something like that.
I don't know his name, but like he feels more elven than some of the elves.
The guy who was Agent Smith, I've forgotten his name.
Of Hugo something.
Hugo Weaving, that's it.
Hugo Weaving.
Yeah, that's the name of the actor.
Is that the guy who sews all of Hugo Boss's clothes?
We're gonna move on now. No more
Mr.
feedback.
Henderson.
Aha.
Alright.
Now we come to the good part. Thomas, there are two things I always lacking in my skill set. Freehanding and making decorative space filling patterns. I think it's about time to start filling those gaps and just try the goddamn thing. Luckily, most of it will be covered by the chapter crest, so it won't be haunting my dreams. I think it's really beautiful.
Yeah, no. So at first I thought it looked like a rose, but now it looks more like a vine pattern now that
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
up close on a computer. And I think it looks really good. Like, I thought it looked really good before, but like, I think, especially when it comes to the artists who have a higher level of ability, such as Sunny and Tomas, they're very down on themselves when it comes to things like this.
Just have a higher standard.
It's not about having a higher standard. It's about comparing yourselves to high level people or comparing yourselves to different mediums. Because you take a look at this, and we're not even talking about mils when it comes to some of these things. We're talking about microns. Like when we talk about these, some of these are like three microns rather than like 3 mils. It's not even a mil when it comes to this. For those of you who have no idea what I'm talking about millimeter versus micron, and micron is the measurement below millimeter. So like that's how fine some of this stuff is. And so when it comes to that, you've got to give yourself some room. You've got to give yourself some space to go, okay, maybe I could, maybe like it might not be perfect, but consider that like that thing there is about the size of one of my fingernails. It's tiny. But yes, so Sunny, your thoughts?
I think it's perfect. Like the shape is very clear. It's got two tones. I think it's more than enough.
Mm-hmm.
And then once you put the crest over top, it should just really bring it all together. I thought it was very.
Does anybody else have anything else to add to this one?
What size of
Nice.
brush would you even need to use to get that effect? Is that like a 3040? That's
You can
really
actually get away with
theoretical.
it with a size 0 brush.
Yeah,
You
no,
can.
it's the bigger size brushes are often better when doing some of the smaller patterns
because when you do it with the finer the brush, the harder it is to keep the moisture
in the
the
brush.
bristle. So what you need is all you really need is to have moisture in the very tip of the brush. Anywhere else it doesn't really matter, but it dries so very quickly.
Oh, it does.
It's so quickly that it dries. So like what I've been doing with my freehand on the Thunderhawk is that I'll just work the paint as I usually do on my wet palette, and then I'll very slightly dip it into my water cup just so that it hydrates the paint in the thing.
I think that your palette's very dry at the moment, though.
Yeah, I have rehydrated it, but like because of how quickly it dries, like I just do it.
I
like
do
that
also
now.
think like the fact that you keep it on your thigh is drying it out.
Which one? I don't.
The palette.
The palette is not on my thigh.
Well, you either that or the bin or
yeah,
something.
yeah, because I needed the angle. It's so difficult on the table because the table is just like.
Okay,
very
fair enough.
hard
But I think
edge.
like because the heat's coming from the little heater.
Ah, right, but it's being blocked by the.
Yeah, I understand, but it's
that
still
printer.
receiving way more because you bring it round and it's not got that level of protection there.
I feel like either way, I always have that problem.
Okay. All right. Do we have any more comments on this one?
I think I might have one commentary.
Okay.
So he wants to work on space filling patterns. When in doubt, dot.
Okay.
If you want to fill in the spaces even more than what you already have, although I like it as is, just put dots in between spaces. You're done.
All right. Let us move on from this one to our next. All right. So next up, we've got Kiwi Spartan.
And And he's done, mostly. Probably got a few bits to touch up or add. Mrs. doesn't like the white hair color. I've got a nice magenta I could use. I don't mind the white. I think what you could do is use a colored wash.
Yeah, I like what I would do with this is I think I'd work on the face quite a bit more because it's quite the sort of pale yellow makes it look like he's got jaundice, and it doesn't quite come out as much. I'd do a bit more highlighting and such. But what I'd probably do with the hair is I'd try. Oh, what's that? Wash called Soul
Blight Grey.
Yeah, Soul Blight Grey.
I thought he could do like a purple wash, right? And that would keep a lot of the white highlights, but just recess shade with purple. And that gives it sort of like a purple tinted white. I think
Like a very thin Druky Violet.
yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah.
Like, I honestly think if he was going to do that, I think that an oil wash would be better because you want that sort of contrast to you still want the white of the hair if you're going to try for that. And I feel like if you do one of those traditional washes, the white is going to become quite purple itself.
Okay.
Yeah. That's my thought when it comes to it. But do you guys have any more thoughts on it?
I'm sorry, you go.
Yeah, you said what I wanted to say. I think like a sepia or a sienna oil wash would work quite well to bring out the detail on their face. So also, is that the normal skin tone, or is it sort of more of like an undead flesh look he's going for?
I'm
It looks very
not
different
sure.
in this shot.
It looks like jaundice to me. Like that's how it looks.
I
to
feel
me.
like the light might be quite blue, which is because in the other picture, one before this one, they're going the wrong direction. Okay, I think that looks pretty much the same.
Are you talking about this one?
No, you had to go back, some more all the way. No, back. Not
Yeah,
forward.
I understand.
Oh, okay. Yeah, like see here, it doesn't look so.
I still think it's that yellow.
Well, I don't know. Don't know what to say.
All right. Well, I think we shall move on. So next up we have
Jack. Got 2 grots I'm working on for my wife, and got an accursed cultist for myself that I keep changing my mind on.
Man, it's so funny seeing the accursed cultist next to the Gretchens because like obviously he's blocking colors in here, right? Like he's got more done with the body horror stuff, right? But then you see these guys and they're very bright, they're very pink, they're very vibrant.
Yeah, cute.
And then you go over to this guy who's like, every moment I live is agony. And then after that, it's like, what's
what's
it?
Pew.
Sunrise, lollipops, and rainbows everywhere, and all together, everybody's dreaming. Ah. You know, and then just.
It does
This
feel
actually
that way.
reminds me the look of the sculpts in conjunction with the bright colors reminds me of a cartoon that I watched as a child where the goblins were like the quote unquote good guys of the story. And there's also that very like fraud, is having a good time.
Yeah,
Does look that way.
They do look as if they're having a good time, especially when compared to this guy right here.
Ooh, L has come on From John Carpenter to Saturday morning
Cartoons, yeah, and Jack Ford's there too. Yeah, well,
He can't stop laughing. He said.
yeah, well, like that. It is what it is, though. Like, because you see this guy, and he's like,
You got the
Wonderful.
cyberpunk music that.
no, it'd be something more dark than that. Something from
I
Grimtide
couldn't
or
wait for
something.
you to come and clear the covers.
Oh my god!
Because that's what's hiding in the cupboards.
Oh
You
my
didn't
god!
want to go back to that guy.
All right. I think we've covered all that we can, but I do really like the bright colors. But ironically, these are the villain colors. Remember we've talked about that before.
Colors,
You know,
like
the green
that sort
and
of
purple,
chartreuse green
and
with like a purple.
yeah,
Yeah, but they do feel very sort of fun and poppy. But
they
it
do
is
feel
like
very 80s.
it does feel very like Powerpuff Girls villains. You know, like something that you would find
maybe
in one of
no,
those cartoons.
Oh, we've got some more from RJ.
Oh,
It's a little more completed this time
Oh,
around.
I noticed a few things I need to touch up as I was taking pictures, so not done yet. Finished line is near though.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
it's come a lot further, but I realized that all of those things that I thought were the axolotl stuff is actually earrings.
Earrings.
But I don't know if you're a rabbit who eats people, like, why do you want earrings?
It's to look cool.
Because earrings are cool.
Yeah. To look cool doing
Or
it.
the trophies.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
So the whatever that is that's popping out of the bag.
Some sort of spine, like a scorpion sort of thing.
Because it looks like a rat tail. It
It
looks very rat taily.
Yeah, I can see that. I think it's meant to give off a more sort of like chitney vibe.
Chitney?
Like, chitin, like the stuff that insects have, that hard shell, chitin,
I
chitin.
see. Oh. But I would say that the blood or the sore skin that's around the back where the
Yeah.
things come out, I think that could be faded into the white a bit more. And it's a little too pink, like magenta-y pink.
Yeah.
I think it should have been more on the red side.
I think it's meant to be like a mouth sort of opening rather than sore skin. Like it's meant to be an intentional opening sort of thing.
But you see how it's sort of like busting out on the side?
Yeah, at the very bottom.
Base, yeah.
Yeah. It does have some clashing concepts there. I guess you're right. He's got to make his choice on that one.
Yeah.
Like,
or like make it a
I
bit
guess
thinner.
what you could do is if you want the mouth thing, you use that brown still, right? And you use this, but I think you are right. Clean it up a bit more. Have like a bit more of that hard line.
Yeah.
And then you just use some gloss here
Oh,
or something like that to give the indication that it's wet.
like blood.
No, not like blood. Like, so you do this up in the brown that you've got here, and so that's like it's come from further internal of this, little demonic rabbit thing. All
Like a
right.
clear slime color.
Yeah, clear slime color. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Okay, so we have next. Okay, so this is just something that I want to comment on, and we'll just move on. So he says, "Why do my posts keep having to go to admin for approval?" Guys, the Zuck sucks. Okay, the Zuck sucks. When it comes to all of this, like I don't like to swear, but like when it comes to all of this BS, this absolute dog water, I don't know why they do what they do. Like, I had to manually approve things, which I was totally okay with for some time, and then they started doing auto-approving, and then they auto-approved literal fucking scam ads from other people, but you guys sometimes get blocked off. I don't know why they do this.
Yeah.
It's not us.
The only thing we can do is that you tell us that something's happened and we try our best to fix it manually.
Yeah, it's just
We can't.
yeah.
The Facebook decides what the Facebook decides.
Yeah, so we will move on to Scott Stinger, not
Scott Sigler, sorry. Yeah.
there we go.
Done from the mid-torso down. Need to figure out how I want to shade the turquoise stripes. Excited to see the bad Mamba Jumba finished. Been sitting on my desk for far too long. Any thoughts on how I should base it? Penguin! This is your realm. Please commentary.
That is a very nice hunchback.
Doesn't look very hunched.
Yeah, the name comes from the cannon that's on the shoulder, the ammo storage areas at the back, and it causes a hunch, hence the name. And then another variant of it is called the swayback, which replaces the AC-20 for 6 medium lasers.
None of which I understand or know about.
Yeah, so we see. I'm not going to comment on this one because we see it updated very soon.
I will say that I love this background
believe.
for it.
Yeah, which I think is just his palette.
It is just his palette, but it's so fitting.
I just want to. Oh no! Okay, what has happened? Something has happened with the. All right, that's interesting. Okay.
It's just a loading situation.
Yeah, I don't know why it did that. I don't know. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, so here we are. I thought we saw an update very. Okay, guys, this is the Zuck at work. All right, just see Zuck at work. All right, I'm not doing anything other than scrolling up and down, and it's Zuck at play. So just know that this is how Zuck works, and we just have to deal with it.
Sorry, Penguin, you wanted to say something.
I remember there was a pic of the hunchback firing. So you added a bit of like a
you're
flash to
right.
it.
Yeah, I remember that.
So I'm just going to quickly go through these ones here to make sure that there is the updated one, because I don't want to move away from it and not comment if we don't have that update. No, okay,
I do
all right.
remember what Penguin is talking about.
Maybe it's just Zuck playing games. So, I really like the way he does transitions.
Mm-hmm.
So when it comes to this model right here, I think that it's absolutely fantastic the way that he does transitions.
I wonder if he just does like an airbrush of the transition, then he just does.
Yeah, I think he's got to do an airbrush transition, and he just has a lot of tape, or he manually paints on the lines.
It's definitely manually painted, or like I don't know, maybe around the legs or what. That looks very clean, but like towards the top and the arms, that looks more freehanded.
Yeah. I see what you're saying, but yeah, I think like that makes it really interesting the way it goes from one color to another.
I think he uses a good amount of somewhat of a variation of an analogous shading, which is why it looks so interesting.
It might, because taking a look at some of like a bit of an orange undertone, it might be a wash that's gone on the bottom.
Maybe.
I'm not sure.
I think what he did was that he used the sort of mauve color as the base, like orange to a mauve, and then he highlights with like the mauve mixed with a bit of orange, and then go up into oranges and
Thanks,
stuff.
Thomas.
Yeah. Undiscovered past a Facebook algorithm sucks 6913.
All right, let's move on. Let's see if we can go up by one. All right, we can.
Okay,
it's
good.
Kiwi Spartan.
I just got his head to do. I've been thinking of sticking a sneaky dead iron hands on the base.
Yeah, that seems like a good idea. So I'd like to see it all finished up. I think that this is good, but I do think you need some shading in here.
In that, yeah, for sure. Like it needs like a wash at the very least and a
But
bit of highlighting on the edges.
maybe we will see some
wings.
more in the near future. Okay, so we get some more from Conrad.
Great.
Yep.
Hashtag Whip Witness Day. I do most of my painting lately sat a Subway. Oh my. On my lunch break. For today's Subway session, I added some freckles / blemishes to the abomination skin using a stiff brush and directional flicking. I put down a rusty, crusty base for the battle scythe and Paulson my first stippling with dark rust effects paint, then a more focused stipple using fresh rust effects paint, both from the army painter. These add some nice texture. I then did a dry brush with Enchanted Steel Speed Paint 2.0. Yes, it is a speed paint / contrast paint, but the metal flake in it is very fine. This means when dry brushing, it looks like glitter. Looks less like glitter. Whereas some normal metallic paints with large metal flakes look like glitter when dry brushing very grainy textured surfaces. I used the same speed paint on the chains and the braided hose going into the back of the abomination's head.
Interesting. So yeah, like I think like some things have worked out better than others. So I think these are all right. The freckle is right, but I think he went too dark with the color. Like I think when it comes to these sorts of things, you get the skin color right, and you want to go a shade or two darker. Because I've done this before with, I can't remember what it was, but I've used a similar sort of technique.
The Algren, I think you used it on an Algren.
Oh, quite possibly. But like when it comes to this, you don't want to go as hard as that because it looks like something else, like maybe some sort of disease or something like that.
Oh.
But it doesn't look quite as cohesive as everything else that you put your effort into. And like, so I know when it comes to the Grimdark Compendium sort of style of painting, that they're very focused on textures and cohesion. And so I usually wouldn't give this sort of level of nitpicky sort of feedback when it comes to it. But the reason I am is because obviously he's putting a lot of care and love into this project, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think when it comes to this, right? See, at this angle, it's not too bad, but do you see what I mean about how dark they are?
Yeah.
Right? And you could save this by just simply having some lighter freckles and having more of those. So as if his skin's very freckled, right? But I think that will detract from a lot of your vein work that you've already done. So that's something that you got to consider, right? Because yeah, I think that the way that he's used the speed paints have come out well when it comes to the metallics on things. I think there's a lot of things that have come out well. I do think that you might have to do some gap filling when it comes to some of this, because like some of the lines are quite prominent from the print. And yeah, like it just happens.
Yeah.
You know, like you didn't necessarily do anything wrong with it. Holy cow. But yeah, so I think it's looking good, but I do think that once we've seen paint on this, that line from the print is particularly prominent.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that do you want to give feedback on, Sonny?
No, I was hoping our guests might take.
Oh, yep. What do you guys think?
So, given how his skin's so pale, wouldn't like a orangish brown work for their freckles?
Yeah, I'm just looking at myself because I'm a pale mofo. It's so my freckles.
It would look more like a reddish pink,
Yeah,
with a brown.
so like my darkest ones are closer to Sunny's skin color, like this right here.
Yeah, it's pretty close.
Yeah,
It's
so
like a brownish. It fades in.
yeah, they're quite light. But yeah, they're not that dark at all. Not even close. But yeah, that's just my thoughts. Would you like to add anything, Penguin?
Looking at that red on the pale skin, it reminds me what I look like coming from the beach.
Probably right there. So
Yes, the English tourist look.
I wonder what he's gonna do with all that red.
I like the red. I think is fine, but yeah, the skin is a different story.
I think it's very cool tone red, so that's why I find it's a bit odd. Like if he's going for a tortured skin look, then it's too.
I'm not sure it's meant to be
much.
sort of tortured skin look, but more like mutation / experimentation.
Right. Okay.
All right, next up, we have somebody who has to read out here.
Oh no.
Oh, yes.
Here's how the gunship big boy is looking thus far, working on touching up watermarks from when we had to repeatedly boil the upper and lower halves to get them to fit, as well as edge highlights. Started work on a freehand too. There's going to be 3. Yeah.
So this is how it starts out.
Yeah, so I just draw with the mechanical
and then it
pencil.
goes to this one.
And then I paint the lines in white. Then I paint it in.
All right, so guests, please be our guests and tell us what you think.
I think that looks amazing, considering this is freehand.
Mm.
I wouldn't risk something like this. And I built a lot of tanks and aircraft. I would never try any freehand on them because I just don't feel confident enough to do it.
But like, I'll give you the old Australian saying: if you never, never go, you'll never, never know.
Words of wisdom. Write it down.
But yeah.
Well, any feedback, guys?
Yeah, so it looks good. It's readable even from a distance. I like on my right side, by the door, so you got that bit of chipping going there. That also just adds that realism to it. Like this is a vehicle that's been used.
So there will actually be chipping here. So I'll see if you can see this here, guys. So if we go much closer, but really close, you'll see these little dots along here and up here, and even some of it down there, right? So you see how there's that chipping along there? That is actually underneath all of this. So once this is finished, we're going to give it a rub, and that will reveal chipping underneath this, which will, ruin a bit of this, but it will, bring it in line with the rest of it.
So did you use chipping medium or the hairspray method?
Neither. So what we do is we go first off. We go
gunmetal on the base.
Well, after we prime it black,
Yeah.
then we do gunmetal, and then we get some
masking fluid on a bit of sponge and sponge it on. And then after that dries, we do the dark blue and then spray on the highlights of the light blue, like you see here.
But so after we do the dark blue, then we sponge on some of that chipping medium again.
Oh, yes. And then after that, the light blue. And then once it all dries, you just run your finger over and the masking fluid will peel off. Some need to be scratched a bit at because it's enamel paint, so it's very sturdy stuff.
Yeah.
But then like it'll just peel off and reveal all those layers of chipping.
And the other advantage is if you run over with like a toothpick or something, or I often just use my fingernail to do scratches and such, like it will have natural chipping because you'll go to the next layer and then to the next layer. So long as you're not too harsh with it, it won't go all the way back to the resin. And so like you can even see over here where we've done just a bit of rubbing, you can see the bare metal there just because of the kind of rubbing we've done.
I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Well, Jack says better than anything I could do. And RJ,
Who is not on the phone.
why are you not
How?
on the phone? Hello. He says looks killer
Hello.
so far.
That's your impression of RJ.
Yeah.
He is American to be fair, so
Yeah.
an American trying a British accent is RJ.
Yes, there you go. Well,
Okay.
he says it looks killer so far, guys. Take it.
Alright.
Yeah, I tried to do even like the marbling look behind
Yes.
the ultramarine symbol.
And speaking of RJ, who do we have next?
Yeah, RJ. Done a bit with her this week. Gotta leave for work. Aw, I see. Done a bit with her this week. Bit more back and forth with different OSL elements. Started sketching in her skin. Did some work on the lantern. Still a ton to do. But as this is probably my second favorite KDM sculpt, you can bet I'ma take my time and do it right.
Yeah, it does look as if you're taking your time with it because, like, we can still see a lot of those highlights still. So, I should say the colors from the OSL. So, I'm just wondering what he's going to do there with it more. Like the skin's starting to come through ever so slightly
yeah, I
over
see
here.
that he started painting in the skin there.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. So
This is very strange because like he works backwards with it, and it's just
yeah, well, I think there's reasons to do it, but I didn't notice this before. But did you notice the slight green at the top of the line?
I think that has helped it a lot. It makes it look more lanterny. So RJ, I think you should do that along the sides of the black frames of the lantern as well.
Oh, interesting.
And also on the bottom. So
On the bottom.
So it looks more like it's glowing through these little panes rather than it just looking like straight lantern that's lit by LED lights or something.
Interesting.
RJ said you work backwards. Yeah, I know you work backwards. It's so weird. It's so weird, man.
I think what Sunny's saying is usually most people will do all
the
of the
painting, then
and-
do the OSL art.
Yeah. And you're going with the OSL first and then doing the other stuff.
Yeah.
Which, I think Sunny has some trouble understanding.
Yeah.
All right. So, next
we
up.
have our Thomas boy.
Yes,
This-
we
yeah.
own him now.
Yeah.
With how much he's posted,
Yes.
he belongs to us.
Oh man, that cape. But we will get to it. We will get to it, everyone. This current state of Space Marine captain, whose shoulder pad and base you already seen very whip indeed, and is oh boy, look at that.
That's really nice right there.
Sheesh kebab, man. Kebab. Is this a Grey Knight? Like, what is this? Who is this?
This does look very Grey Knighty, I have to say.
Love it. I love that helmet. It's got that Roman crest, but it's all metal. It's cool.
Ooh.
Check that.
Yeah, the blue as the sort of darkened area is really interesting. The blue as the shadow for
It
this
makes
steel.
it look almost like chrome.
Yeah, it does.
That's
it really
a very
does.
cool technique. And of course, that lovely shoulder pad
Yeah.
that he has done. 40 thoughts, everyone. Look at that cape. Oh,
Yeah, that red
That
pops
was a
through
great
the
night at
circuit
first too.
silver.
I do believe that there was a really old song that accurately portrays this model. If you guys don't know it, it's called "I'm Sexy and I Know."
Dun, 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 dun.
Yes. Yes. And Tomas has said, I wanted to have very cold armor to contrast with red and warm gold. For sure.
Yeah, no,
It works.
I think you got a good contrast
You
going.
gotta teach us how to do this interesting technique.
Yeah, it does look very interesting the way that it's done, because it does look very like true steel, not that sort of you know, not that sort of painterly steel that you're used to seeing.
Yeah.
Like, it looks like an actual machined steel.
So, like, is it just like a blue wash that you put over it, or how did you do it? How did you do the thing? But man, that cape is
Yeah,
just,
the
is
cape.
giving
I
me-
think the reason why the cape works so well is not just the cape, but you've got this very sort of, like I said, industrial sort of steel, right? Like I said, not the painterly version. And then this is just such a strong contrast of kind, and it's the exact same with this painted shoulder pad over here. Like, you take a look at this shoulder pad. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, but like, you look at that, there's no level of contrast between that and that, like there is this and that. And then we go along to the other side where we see like this and the steel, and like there's just such a strong contrast there.
You know that you're doing it right when you can have that vacuum cleaner smell.
Mr. Hobby Silver over a black primer with Tyrant Blue Wash.
Do we know Tyrant Blue Wash? Is that a
I
GW
don't know.
one?
Tyrant Blue Wash, no. It mustn't be a GW one. Or either that or my
We'll have to look it up.
GW washes are so old. Because I know that some of my washes are like from the 90s.
But yeah, do you guys get the vacuum cleaner smell from this model? Because I can smell the
vacuum cleaner smell.
Yeah. You know the vacuum cleaner smell?
Jesus Christ.
Alright, we're moving on
Yeah,
before Sunny accidentally
Oh, it's a
insults
Citadel wash.
insults it.
But,
It's not insulting. It means it has that machine, very clean, new car smell like that.
Okay,
Vacuum cleaner smell.
Mr. Penguin, you were saying something.
that metal. Okay, now he explains which paint he used. A lacquer metallic will always give you a nicer finish than acrylic metallic,
Fair
and
enough.
that gives it that nice shiny look that makes it look more real.
I will raise my hand. Some lacquer metallics, like with the SMS gunmetal one. Unfortunately, that one is quite textured. I think the mica flakes in it might be a bit larger, but like a lot of the other metals that you've used from their line is nice and smooth,
Yeah.
nice and straight metal look. But yeah, some of them unfortunately still have a bit of that sort of glittery to it.
Alright, so next up we've got Andy.
Good evening all. Was doing some more work on this evening. Glazing purple into the skin tone shadows and trying to do some black lining on the details. Also have a base for the model which I need to work out what I want to do with it.
Yeah. The base is good looking.
Definitely less confusing than Dracula's base.
Oh my god.
Although it looks quite similar.
Yeah, well, some elements do. I don't know, I feel like you're gonna need some additional coats with some of these areas. 'Cause
Yeah.
you've got some chipping in some of it.
I think the values, although it's very clearly defined, I think the values are quite close together a bit. With the shadow and the more saturated. I think, yeah, maybe a few more coats might do it justice. Just try to bring it back. I think why it feels a bit off is because it's a brown, like desaturated red, but it's like a more like a brownish shadow rather than a purplish red shadow, which I think would do it a bit.
Oh yeah, I see what you're
It
saying.
will give it a bit more of that nice
A bit more
regal.
punch. Yeah, like when I look at her face looks fine, but it doesn't look as if she's got much shadows.
Yeah.
Like she does a bit in the eyes, like the eyeliner area, but beyond that, it might be the lighting too, though, because I think the lighting might be quite harsh by how it looks to me.
Yeah, I would agree. What about you guys, Decimus Penguin?
So I think for the base, I think like a marbled look would go well to contrast against the browns and reds of her clothes.
Yeah, that could work very
Pretty
well.
classic. I've seen a lot of vampire busts that do like a marble background. Yeah.
A friend of mine painted the bust version of this, and he went for buck the purple and gold, and that also looked very nice. But this overall looks very good. It's got very much a World Eaters vibe because of the red and the gold. Or maybe I'm just associating that color scheme with that faction.
I can see what you're saying.
Yep.
I can see what you're saying. All right, I think we can move on to our next one. And this one's going to take a while because Joseph's actually done quite a few here.
All done just in time for the review.
So first off, I do think that this rock is out of place here. So it's not often that like his basing's a little bit off, but see it blocks the
foot,
model.
Yeah, blocks the foot there. So like it could have been in the middle or towards the back behind the model. Would have been a better choice of position.
But yeah, I think she looks good. I like the gold. I like that he's been doing the gold highlights more. So we don't see it as much over here, but like right here you can see the highlights very well.
Yeah.
I think that the hairs come up well. I think that the fur is a bit too soft with the sculpting to get some real energy out of it. But yeah, so I think that the skin could have been done a lot better with her. What are your thoughts?
Especially the face.
Yeah?
I think could be a bit better, a bit smoother. Yeah.
And what do you...
Oh yeah, that's a nice cloak there. That's a bit better.
Yeah, the furs come out a lot better in that one compared to the previous. And why do you think the skin could be done?
It's not as smooth as his usual work.
Yeah, I agree. I also think that the back of this cloak could have been done in a tan.
Yeah, like whatever values you got there, that's perfect, I think.
Yeah,
because it looks like under hide very much. So like maybe if you did a brown contrast or a wash over that too.
Yeah, not even like a brown contrast, like snakebite leather.
Yeah.
Like something very light.
Yeah.
I think would be
a good choice.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this.
What are your thoughts?
Like the hair. I mean, the sculpt of the hair is very interesting. Again, I would say the same with the skin.
Yeah, the skin hasn't been.
I think
precise.
the skin might have been a bit rushed this time around. I'm not sure, but yeah, everything else is looking pretty good to me. For the standard that he's normally going for tabletop plus, I think everything's fine. Just the skin is kind of the key attention grabber with these models. They're all very pin-up-y.
Yeah.
And I think that could have been a bit more.
Yeah. Alright, so then we've got this guy.
Yeah, I would say the same, pretty much.
it seems the skin hasn't been as done well overall. Like the skin here on
It's
the
pretty
chest,
good.
but like
Everywhere else is as refined. But I do like the black metal that he's gone for. It's quite interesting. I think it has it's like a powerful feel to it with the black metal. Despite it being very show the skin look. Yeah, it's got a good sort of menacing feel to it, I think. Which is not bad. Ooh, I love the white stocking. The white stocking is quite well done here, I think. I would say as far this is probably the best model so far of the lot. And I can see the face a bit better. Don't really mind that it's not super smooth, but I think it's definitely a bit more refined. Very nice color choices. Everything sort of pairs well with each other without having to fight with each other. What do you think, Cal?
I think it has like a sort of traditional Eastern European look to it, you know, with the ropes and such. I think it looks very interesting the way that it's done. Like, I look at this and I'm like,
Oh,
okay.
yeah, I suppose. Yeah, oh, that one I like.
Yeah, like, when I looked at it, I'm just like, yeah, like, you could imagine some sort of girl like this in some sort of Slavic parade. You know?
Yep. I would say the same, yeah.
And then we move on to this
I
one.
like this one. I like the red. The colors are very nice and muted.
Well, I don't think the red's muted. I mean...
Well, it's not as vibrant as it could be, right? But it's got that nice, lovely contrast. Like even the black is more like a green toned black or something with the...
Yeah, I'd say more blue tone black, but yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, like you see with the base, it's got that sort of greenishness to it, and it's got the nice sort of desaturated contrast.
Yeah.
And the hair is very nice and defined.
And I think the skin was done a lot better on this one.
For sure.
Yeah.
The metals came out pretty good too.
Yeah. And I like the bone of this dragon antler thing. I think that looks really nice.
What about our guests? Have anything sort of struck your eye? Yeah, this cloak is pretty good, actually.
So yeah, like I think all of these were pretty good, but I do think that the skin work.
Oh, a good lot of
yeah. So for this model right here, and for the guy needed quite a bit of work. This one as well, I think. Which I don't know. Maybe he's just trying to get things done.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
But I think like considering where his level is, like I think just put that extra bit of effort in because skin is pretty much the whole thing of Kingdom Death. All right, next up we've got Chris Shah.
Even if you guys have nothing new to add to my pictures, I still appreciate them being looked at. So no problems. Work for the week.
Yeah, no, I
love the decals.
Yeah, the decals have come out really well. What I think is really good about the decals is like he doesn't have that gloss around them, you know, from the decals.
Yeah.
I think this area looks to be a bit much, if you know what I'm saying.
Like a bit too many things going on?
Yeah, a bit too many decals because there's like every decal ever right here, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I do think like the chipping looks really good though. Like I really like.
I like the lens.
The lenses are great, especially like these bigger ones. I think they look very interesting, very intense.
It's very classic, like base wolf scheme because they've got that blue gray, and then they've got the yellow, and then they've got the reds. Oh, he's tried to do a little bit of something over
Yeah,
there.
with the screens. I think that this is really interesting because what he's done is he's done those little patterns like you do, right? Not as intense, but what I do like right here is he's done a tiny bit of a glow. I don't know. I think this is dry brushing rather than Tesseract glow or something, right? There's only one thing that I'd say when it comes to all of this. I'd try and make those TVs, try and put a gloss over them and leave everything else, just so that you've got that difference in kind and so that they more fit things a little bit more.
Yeah.
Oh, here we've got one of the Chaos Champions.
Oh, I really like the way he's done him out.
Can you explain why you like the way he's done
I think
him?
it's very clean, very smooth, and I love the way he's done the horns. It's nice and defined.
I'm nodding a lot when Sunny's saying these things, which doesn't really show when we're more audio.
Yeah, and like you see the medals with the bronze, turned out really nice. Nice and sort of like aged look to it.
Yep.
Got a nice age. And yeah, it looks like something that you would see on a Citadel box art or something.
It does look very classic, sort of
very classic.
Citadel.
And I like the way he's done the cape too. It's very nice, even though it looks a bit very obviously 2D. Like it feels a bit more 2D as compared to the rest of the
I don't
model.
know. I disagree because of the way that the sword pokes through and affects the cloak.
Yeah, I mean like the style of the paint, not so much the sculpt and the interaction with other elements, because the painting style looks a little bit dimensional, 2D. That's a bit more of that card they may look as compared to the rest of the.
All right, and that's it for these ones. But yeah, so Penguin, you are the you are the master of the models when it comes to
Vehicles.
Yeah, so what do you think of these vehicles, as Sunny says?
I think they look very nice. The colors come through. The decal work is excellent, but they're very clean. Well, I'm just having a bias because my vehicles all look so dirty.
Yeah, you'd like to do your mud and your grass and all that.
To be fair, these are flying vehicles.
The gravity.
Yeah.
So like I can understand, but they given the area they are, they could be a bit more dusty.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if you recall from probably at least 8 months ago, I did an ultramarine one like that, and I had like all the dust on the sides. And then all debating is that does this vehicle actually kick up that much dust?
Yeah, and that's sort of the idea of the magical realism. What about the number of decals? How do you feel about that?
Because normally decals on vehicles, it indicates your faction from which nation you are, and then normally your unit number, and then occasionally some will have like kill count markers on there. But if I look as an outsider to this vehicle, I see, okay, this is an Imperial vehicle because of the Aquila. And it's a Space Wolf vehicle because of the color scheme and because of the wolf markings. But then everything else on it looks very random. Like I'm not sure what message is trying to portray.
Yep.
Is it a unit insignia? Is it a campaign insignia? Is it just decorations by the crew to make their vehicle stand out more, like in World War II? They used to have this art on the planes and the tanks.
I know the ones you're talking
like,
about. Yeah, the pin-up models.
Like Fury is a good example. They had that painted onto the barrel, I'm getting that type of vibe. But because I can't actually read quote unquote what the words are, it doesn't mean anything to me.
Fair enough.
I do believe that says Volca Finrenkia. Volca.
Fenricia.
Yeah, that's the one. Thank you. Which basically means space wolves, more or less. It's like got more meaning than that, but like within the context of this, like it just says space wolves. That's not as much like my thing. Like, so it's these three in a row with the yellow stripes here, which I'm a little confused about, because I will admit that I've used more decals than I think ever before when it comes to this one right here. Zuck is affecting us again. I'm not sure if it will come up in this picture because, yeah, probably won't. But so up near the top here and down on the little opening up here, I put like some serial numbers. And so like I thought, is this Space Wolf serial numbers? Like what's sort of going on? But yeah, I think that's all we can sort of say for that one. All right, shall we move on?
Yeah.
All right, so oh yeah.
Yes.
I was going to say that those three that are in a row, those
Yeah.
are campaign badges. What I would have done is I would have moved them down closer to the Aquila
Okay.
to kind of not like just kind of spread them out a little bit more.
Okay, so
So they're not all just cluttered in one spot.
so you would have put them along here, would that be right?
Yeah, that's where I would have put them.
Yeah, okay. So all right, so they're campaign badges, which does give us a bit more context, which is great. All right, interesting. I'm not sure I'd put campaign badges on the front of your vehicle because, like, that's the area most likely to take damage. So I'd probably avoid that. But yeah,
Good. Yeah,
They're Space
traditionally
Marines. The Space Marines do love showing off.
they do.
Well, yeah, traditionally campaign badges and kill count markers are on the turret.
On the
close to
turret.
where the commander. Yeah,
Interesting.
close to where the commander's hatch is. Yeah.
Interesting. All right, well, let's go on to this next piece by John. Gas, gotta give it the gas tonight.
Trying out a new scheme for my Stormcast Spearhead thoughts. I thought springtime.
I thought salamanders.
After you said that, I wanted to go into the musical, which springtime for, and then I have to stop. I have to stop after that.
Yeah, it just reminds me a lot of like Chinese style spring look, because like wherever they would use greens, it's this type of green. And then you've got that lovely sort of pink coming through, like cherry blossom.
I wouldn't even call it pink. I'd call it magenta. That's a magenta. It's not a pink. Like it's closer to the purple. But yeah, so for me, it's like sort of classic villain sort of colors, the purple and the green.
I would not call this villainous at all. Like,
I don't think
it
it's
doesn't
got
feel villainous at all.
I don't think it's got a villainous look the way that he's painted it currently. But take a look at that sort of purple energy on there. Like it's very easy to get that sort of villain look out of this.
Not seeing it.
Okay, all right. What are your guys' thoughts on it?
I think if it was a little bit more of a blue tone magenta, like a bit more blues to make it more like a purplish side, sure. But like because it's more towards the red, it feels more like
What about everybody else? When
Well,
Sunny
I'm just
cut into what they
saying.
said.
Okay, what other people say? What other people say?
It looks different to what I'm used to when I see the stop model compared to the box art.
Mm.
It different is not bad. It's
No.
different. Yeah.
No.
And it actually reminds me of my old Wood Elf army that I had. It was also maybe a shade darker, the green, and then I had bronze or brass weapons for them. And to bless you.
Bless you.
Thank you.
So nice.
And that the warmness of the bronze brass then tied in with all the leather bits they had on. So I think if he goes with the boots, if they're not metal, no, they are metal. Okay, no. So that maybe make that like a red brown and the belt also red brown just to tie in with the warmth that the gold or the bronze is giving.
Yeah, it is very warm, I would agree. What about you, Decimus?
I saw that bright green, and the first thing I thought was salamanders and free hugs.
Yeah, it has a very friendly look to it, doesn't it?
It does look surprisingly friendly for what the color scheme is known for.
I think because it's predominantly that sort of very vibrant green. And then you've got those warm golds mixed with it. Yeah.
Or
Now, if it was like more like a Dark Angels green, then yeah, I could see,
Yeah.
like a little bit more villainy in it.
Yeah, and I think if the pink or the magenta had a bit more like blues mixed into it, making it a bit more colder, I think it would look villain.
all right. So, I think we've said all we can on this one. Let us move on to. It looks like it's more from Larray.
Okay. I just gotta scroll because it didn't load.
Yeah, the Zuck is.
Yeah, I used to love Mr. Green Jeans when I was a kid, but this ain't him. Started the pants with sunset purple and layering him up with fuchsia. But wasn't far in when I realized magenta works much better, so I switched to that. Mixing in pixie pink for different layers of highlights, then it came out pretty good, ne?
Yeah, no, I think it does look like the sort of classic, the classic 90s Spider-Man lizard.
Yeah, and for all the pinks that he's used, it actually reads a bit more like a maroon, doesn't it? Like it fits. It doesn't look feminine at all. Like it's nice and proper with the against the green. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I agree with Cal. I'm getting 90s cartoon flashbacks.
Yeah. Oh, he's got blue pants.
Yeah, because I think that's what he was talking about. So
I much prefer this one because I think the contrast is much better.
Yeah. So I was just
It
looking.
is.
I was just looking up in the background, and so hopefully this will work. This is how he looked in the cartoons. But yeah, I think I'm really digging this look
And
a bit
I
more.
think like the previous color scheme where you see here, I think.
Yes, it does. It does. Yeah, go.
And also the skin is a lot more desaturated in the cartoon. This looks a bit more
Yeah.
darker, maybe more bit vibrant, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
This
does
looks
look very
more-
desaturated.
It's
Very,
more like
very.
a white mixed.
Yeah, it's almost pastel.
Yeah, it is. It is very much pastel.
Yeah. All right. So we shall move on, and we have some more Larry.
Also, thoughts on this color combo for the pants and boots? Doc Orc would have green jumper and yellow or gold boots. But Doc Orc has green skin already, so green pants would be weird. Could always say he's a Flash Gitz, hence the yellow, or is that the Bad Moons? This is just a base layer to see if it works.
So I think the yellow comes together well, but I do think maybe give him a traditional sort of boot, especially with how dark it is around here. Just put some snakebite leather over that. Because do you see how much that sort of tainted the yellow, if you understand what I'm saying?
I gotta say, I'm not super big fan of the...
I don't mind this yellow. I think that this yellow is a bit off.
Not a big fan of the yellow pants. I think it makes the hazmat suit silly.
Okay, fair enough, fair enough.
I think if you wanted to even go for like, it's fine, like with the original the lizard man guy. So earlier, like dark blue pants with give him a bit of jeans type look. That might not be a bad. Because it'll feel very sort of like car mechanic vibe.
Yeah. It looks like Jack just missed out.
Oh.
But yeah, so thoughts on Larry's piece here, the update, guys?
I would have done the Orc and Gretchen in different shades of green.
That's a fair comment. That's completely fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think maybe that's something he can work on next.
Yeah, like you've got like yellow tone greens that you could use with the Gretchen at least or something different.
Yeah. All right, shall we move on to the very last post?
All right, we got Liam.
Oh, you wanted to add something, Penguin?
Yes. I think that ochre yellow color they use for the boot, that might be a better color for the pants.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
And then maybe use a like a charcoal or blue black for the boot.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that works much better than that bright yellow. Yeah.
All right, so you want to read it out?
Okay. Hello, just joined recently. I've only been painting for a little over a year now, so I'm still a bit green. Here's my newest whip, which I last worked on.
Well, look, first off, thank you very much for joining. Second of all, look, I think with this one, it's obviously a whip, so just slap down a second coat and get some solid color on this. It's a good start. I like how he's done some work with this already. Look, all you have to do is just keep painting. When you're starting out, the biggest hurdle you have is just actually painting.
I'm just wondering, is this a metal model?
I don't think so, because see that plastic rod in there? It wouldn't be able to balance that as much.
Okay.
So I'm fairly sure this is all coloured.
Okay, yeah, because the way that the grey looks at that hasn't been primed yet.
No, I'm fairly sure that he's primed it and like he's sort of tried to add some texture to it with, well, I shouldn't say add texture, just painted it up so that he can put the colours down.
Okay.
Yeah, so Liam, this is the one secret, and like the guys in the background will confirm it for us. The one secret that nobody really tells you when it comes to painting. A lot of it is muscle memory, and you can only build muscle memory by actually doing the task. Like, that's right, isn't it, Penguin Decimus?
Yeah.
Like
you need to be in that factory worker mindset almost.
Yeah.
If you do this over and over.
Yeah, for sure. So, like, when it comes to it, don't worry about things. And look, when you're posting whips and when you're taking a look at the other people's whips, so I'm just going to sort of close this out now. What I want you to focus on, right, is Larry's a decent painter, right? And you see the number of steps that he goes through here, and he explains his process. You'll see lots of people here showing off process before they're actually finished. Like, take a look at Tomas here. Tomas is a really great painter, but he does things in step. He just does up the shoulder pad or whatever, right? Like for example, RJ, really great painter, but here, just starting out on this piece. Us, same thing. Look, we show that we started out here with this, so don't worry about things not being perfect yet. They will get there, okay? Like, give yourself some time, all of that sort of thing. You'll get better. So, what I would like to say is, everyone, thank you so much for the hundreds of posts we looked through this week. It might not have been hundreds, but it was definitely more than 50, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot of posts this week. But yeah, everybody, thank you so much for joining us. It's been really fantastic just going through, seeing all the different things that people are doing, because it does energize us a bit, because what happens when you're a painter is you get inside your own head. It's just a part of it. So, as always, keep those brushes wet. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.